all social media platforms. So I'm Chyna Bethley as well on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So, hey, Facebook, welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys see the title, you see all of the details of what we're going to be talking about on today. I'm really excited that you are here spending a little bit of time with me. I am streaming from multiple different places. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube. And you see the topic. Okay, so this is the lunch money hour. I know for many of you on the East Coast, it's lunch money time. For many of you that's on the West Coast, maybe it's a little bit early and it's almost 12 o'clock noon Central Standard Time, as well as the international markets get to connect. Now, some of you may be watching this on a replay and you see what the title is, and we're going to really get into it. I've already put some stuff in my stories. I know stories go away, so you may not have the full scope, which is why you need to be following me on YouTube. It gives you a perspective. It gives you an instant access behind the scenes, but it doesn't give you the full scope. So once again, definitely make sure that you're connected with me on some of my other platforms so that you can get the full story of what's happening here. What's up, guys? Let's talk. Where you connecting in from? Let me know where you connecting in from. Put your city, states, and country in there. You know I love engagement. Give me all of that good connection right now. Give me the good connection right now. And I love shouting you out. I love saying your name. I love, just recognizing that you're spending a little bit of time with me on the lunch money call. This is the lunch money. So during the lunch hour, I hop on and we talk about money, and we talk about ways that no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what you do, how you can tap into being able to really just make some more money. We're approaching the holiday season, and it positions you to in a holiday season, it positions you to definitely be able to maximize what's happening right now. Many of you are seeing what's going on right now, but you don't know what to do. And I want to help you to change that. What's up, Harlem, New York is in the house. Who else is in the house? Go ahead, put your cities in there, put your states in there, your countries in there, or wherever in the world you're calling in from, connecting in from. So with that being said, let's dive into it. The topic here is good morning. The topic is, how do I get into Bitcoin? What is this Bitcoin? More specifically, how do I maximize what's happening right now? We're going to go into it, and I'm going to share with you what's happening right now. Let's start off with exactly what's going on. So I am going to pop this up for those of you that are watching on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm going to pop this up. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to dive into it. What's up, Jamie? Hey, honey. Good to see you in here. New Orleans is representing. That's my home city. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully you guys are able to see what I'm looking at right now. Those of you that are on Facebook and YouTube. Instagram, I've already shared this in my story, so you should be able to see it in the stories as well. So what you're looking at right now, okay? What you're looking at right now is the current price of Bitcoin. The current price of Bitcoin. What's up, South Africa? South Africa's representing. What's up, United Kingdom? Hey, Ashley. Listen, you're looking at right now the current price of Bitcoin. Okay? The current price of Bitcoin right now is 6,000. Hold on, 16,000. Wait a minute. Let me just make sure. Hold on one second. Now, as you guys know, the currency definitely fluctuates. Okay, bam, let's update that. So that was the old one, okay? So we're at $17,693. Okay, you guys see that? I just did a little simple update. I promise you guys. I just literally pressed update, as you guys can see on YouTube. And as you can see, what's up, Curtis Cobain, guys? Curtis is going to be out with us tonight in Detroit. All the details have been dropped on my page, on all of my pages. Detroit is going to be super duper lit. People are going bananas right now. It's straight pandemonium right now with what's happening. My brother Curtis was out with us, Dr. Jewel and I, last night in Flint, Michigan. They showed up, they showed out, and more importantly, they got plugged in and got started with this. And so listen, Kurt, just yesterday we were watching and pulling up everything that was going on. It was sitting right at $16,000, about $700. And just this morning, we wake up to $17,693. What the heck does this mean? In fact, Curtis, if you can, I'll send you the link. Maybe you can hop on, my brother. I'm going to send this to you. I'm going to send this to you to your messenger. And if you can come on in and hop on in here with me. Let's have some dialogue. I really just don't want the people to miss out on what's happening right now. And I think so many people feel like they need to know everything before they make a move. You don't have time for that. You really got to jump in so that you don't miss out. Let me repeat that. You really have to jump in so that you don't miss out on what's happening right now. A month ago, it was $12,000. A month ago, it was $12,000, and today it is $17,000. Okay, so once again, I cannot stress enough the importance of you maximizing the time that we are in right now, and just really mirroring the experts, mirroring what you see very wealthy people doing, mirroring and okay, I just sent it to you, Curtis. If you can hop on in here with me, that would be excellent. If you cannot, I totally understand. We're at the lunch money hour. I call this session lunch money. I call this session lunch money because we are having some dialogue during your lunch break. For those of you that are still working, yes, you can still participate in what we have, even if you work a traditional job. So Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, is the granddaddy of all cryptocurrencies. It was established in 2009, where it was just 1 penny at that time. So if anybody would have had that conversation with you, I tell you, I wish they would have came to me, right? You could have literally took and bought thousands of Bitcoin for a penny. $100 would have got you 1,000 Bitcoin at that time. That absolutely is mind-boggling to know today, 2020, just 9 years later, guys, 9 years later, that it is sitting at $17,693.30. But what does that mean for you today? That happened. It's in the past. You know, most people did not take advantage of it. Some people did get on it, in on it. I believe it was 2013, maybe a little bit later than that, maybe 2000, and I don't know the date specifically when it hit $20,000 a coin. And here's the thing about currencies. All currencies are really backed by your confidence, to be honest with you. That's one of the reasons that the paper dollar, the fiat currency that most of us consider money, is devaluing so much. There's a few reasons that it's devaluing. For number one, obviously we've had a very interesting 2020. A lot of things have transpired that have caused a lot of money to be printed. And so when you are printing more money and you are printing more money, it is going to simply devalue what you have so much of. So anything that's in high circulation like that is devalued. It's one of the reasons that the dollar bill is worth less than $100 bill, because the dollar bill is in higher circulation than $100 bill, right? It's not just because the 1 and the 100 is on those bills. And so all of currencies are backed by confidence, right? And so now what's happening when you have companies like PayPal, companies like Square, which is connected to Cash App, who are now not only accepting Bitcoin, but are now allowing you to purchase Bitcoin on Cash App. Guys, this is a big deal. So we're talking about the old rules of money versus the new rules of money, right? We're talking about the past ways that money operated versus the new ways. I believe that the future of money is digital. Go ahead and just type that in the chat. The future of money is digital. So then I ask you, how much money do you have? If the future of money is digital and we're seeing this right now, how much money do you have right now? How much money do you have in cryptocurrency? I had a conversation with my daughter. I said, baby, mom is really going to need you to get you heavily into this cryptocurrency right now. And so I said, she said, well, how much do you think that I should put in? I said, listen, you know, put in $500, put in $1,000. I mean, she's an entrepreneur. I thank God for her. Extremely, extremely creative, brilliant young girl, has her own business, has her own salon, has been able to do very, very well for herself. And I'm very proud of her. But even with this, you know, we sometimes have this mindset that, oh, I don't know if I have as much as it's going to take for me to buy into this right now. I said, listen, if you put $500 into crypto, it's so much more powerful than you just sitting it in your savings account. In your savings account next month, if you don't add anything to it or take anything away from it, you're going to have $500 minus the fees that they're going to charge you. But if you put $500 into this, look at how your money could have grown from $12,000 a month ago to today at $17,693.30. What's up, my brother? How you doing, Mr. Curtis Cobain?
What's going on, family? Can you hear me?
I can hear you good. I can hear you good. Curtis is an educator here in our amazing company, I Am Mastery Academy, the #1 company in this industry. And I'm not being biased when I say that. I'm saying that because we have all the proof in the pudding. We've been tested, we've been tried, we've been proven. We're not on trial. We're not a startup that's saying, listen, this market is booming. And it's nothing wrong with that. I'm just telling you, we are the company to model. We are the company that everybody wants to be. We have all of the leadership here with all of the education, the tools, the resources that just makes the most sense. We've also been able to impact over 300,000 people globally that are a part of our family. So with that being said, Mr. Curtis Cobain, thank you for your expertise, sir. And this case of cryptocurrency specifically, what's up?
What's going on? Listen, last night was past lit. I was having too much fun. I couldn't even leave the building. They had me in there talking for like an extra hour. I was like, hey, y'all, listen, we got something else tomorrow. I'm going to need y'all to come out tomorrow.
Yeah, they listen, I saw them. They hijacked you. We had to get out of there so we could drive back. I was here to Detroit. But I saw them hijack you. They were not letting up. Talk to us about what we're looking at right now. The everyday person still has not, and I don't think that they need to wrap their mind around it, but I don't think they're maximizing the opportunity here with cryptocurrency, specifically with Bitcoin. In your terms, what would you say is happening right now when you see $17,693.30 for Bitcoin?
Well, we're just at the beginning. Like, I know a lot of people see these prices and they think, oh, it's just like 2017. This is completely different from 2017. In 2017, we didn't have PayPal getting involved. We didn't have people like Paul Tudor Jones talking about it. We didn't have so many big money movers that are already looking at this thing saying, yeah, I think it's time. In 2017, we didn't have a pandemic. In 2017, we didn't have a scenario where we were printing money like crazy with stimulus that were coming out back to back to back. This is a very, very different time, and Bitcoin could go absolutely parabolic in the next few days, months, and in the next year in 2021. And like you said, you don't have to know all of the different ins and outs of Bitcoin. You don't have to know all the different ins and outs of blockchain. You just need to be getting involved. This is the time. Like I told him last night, we have a very tight window of arbitrage, and we got to take full advantage of that right now.
How do you feel that 2020 has affected what we see now with crypto, Bitcoin specifically, going from 12,000 just 30 days ago to $17,000 today?
It's a testament to the fact that you need to become your own economy, and Bitcoin facilitates that. This is the first time in human history we've had an opportunity to opt out of the legacy system that we've been plugged into forever. We've had no choice but to use banks, no choice but to only trade in the stock market, no choice but to only have our assets tied to traditional ways of growing wealth. And now we have something that's digital and revolutionary and disruptive. I mean, you got to take full advantage of it. It's very similar to when the internet came out. Most people had no idea what it was going to be used for, no idea how beneficial it was going to be. And now we have this kind of, internet money that people are still poking with a stick. And I'm like, don't do it for this one. Don't play with this one. You can play with your job. You can play with everything else. Don't play with this one.
Yeah, no, that's powerful. Paul Tudor Jones and all of these people that are watching are rather making moves now that they probably didn't think that they would make. Speak on that. We were watching a young lady, the news anchor, who hates crypto, hates Bitcoin, and is now having to sit and watch the boom of this in hopes that it will still do something that will, make people feel like she was right. But what do you think is happening right now where all the commentators who, maybe were skeptical about it or maybe negative to what will happen, what is your take on all of them now positioning themselves aggressively?
Honestly, I feel like it's a little bit of like tongue in cheek, where you have some people that may be very excited about it, but they're told on air, I'm gonna need you not to show exuberance about this asset class.
Wow.
I'm gonna need you to tone it down a little bit, because if people pick up on the fact that you're excited, they may get to going out and buying it. We may start an early fervor that we don't want yet. So a lot of times they may tone it down for the public's sake, so we don't get all amped up like, whoa, that newscaster was screaming about this new thing. I need to go look at this. When they're not excited, it makes you kind of be more skeptical, because you pick up on that energy when you see it.
That is a powerful perspective. I mean, you hit me with that one right there, because I wasn't even thinking like that at all. But I think you're exactly right, because even though they don't control the system like they control the banks, if they can control the emotions of the people
and the narrative,
yes. Oh my gosh. So because most people believe what's on the news more than they believe what's in the Bible, first of all.
There you go, right there. You about to hurt some folks' feelings up in here in a minute.
I mean, that's true, because it's on TV, it's real, it's true. So if they see them kind of like real passive about it, negative about it, even though they position themselves, then they're like, well, no, let me see. Because I see these black folk on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? They're talking about this, but they look like me, so they should know it. So when somebody else comes in that meets the requirement that they believe you're supposed to look like to have this kind of conversation.
They believe wealth equals intelligence. Wow. And that ain't always true. I mean, you look at what happened in 2017. They were down in it the entire time. I mean, when it went from $800 to $900 to $1,500 to $2,000 to $5,000, they were still speaking negatively about it. When it hit 10K, everybody went crazy. Oh, Bitcoin's the new hottest thing, and it ran from 10K to 20K so fast. Most people didn't have an opportunity to get in at a good level. Yeah. And then you think about all those newscasters that were already buying it at 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. When it hit 20K, they want it. And they call it, I hate to say it this way, but they call it the dumb money, because they know people on the air don't do any research. They listen to what they hear and they just follow it blindly. And when Bitcoin hit 20K, it came tumbling back down. A lot of people lost money. They were all bought at the top. I bought at the top, because the news outlets were screaming, everybody should be buying it at 20K, because their bags were already packed. And then they needed you to come in and fluff them a little more, get them a little more money. And then after that, they took profit, price came back down. It happens the same way in almost every market. And we just got to be a little bit more, I call it feeding the giant. When you're buying at all-time highs, you got to be real careful with that. But that's what the company's all about. We teach you how to manage that a little bit better.
So let's transition into that now. Speaking of our company, I think it's absolutely just genius. I just really salute Christopher Terry, Isis De La Torre for seeing something before they could see something, because they definitely had to be touched by God to even move in this direction. I mean, we literally were thrown in the future. I know for me personally, coming into this space 4.5 years ago, I was like the person that's watching right now that probably still doesn't know what Forex is, or doesn't know what cryptocurrency is, or doesn't know what Bitcoin is right now. And I still got involved. Talk a little bit about what you think we're doing in the grand scheme of things. I mean, we're really impacting the entire world for the everyday person to participate. Yeah. What do you have to say about I Am Mastery Academy and what we provide?
Just for the price alone that you get, for all the value you get for the price. And people look at that and say, oh man, $235, woo, that's way too much. I've watched people stand outside in the cold for a PlayStation last week.
Oh my gosh.
I've watched people fight each other over Xboxes in malls, like on social media. Like, people will scream and holler about price being too much because they don't see value in it. Right. But when you're a part of something like this, you're not gonna get this kind of education anywhere else. I don't care where you go, $235, and you're getting plugged in to some of the most elite educators. You're gonna be able to get spoon-fed the right kind of information, and not just the strategies that you're going to get. It's the mindset that comes along with it, because people don't understand wealth comes with a mindset. Yeah. You can't be the same dude from 2016 coming in here trying to do this stuff. They don't work together like that. It's a whole different thing. And I'm not telling you got to go out and, dust off your library card and read a bunch of books again. But I'm saying you got to get around certain people that have the things that you want. You got to just start gleaming. You got to start really taking notes. You got to really start emulating some of that, because there are certain parts in your life that, my mentor says, what got you here is great, but it won't take you to the next level. Yeah. And you gotta be open to going to that next level and getting around people. And the company facilitates that. And like I said, the company's products and services, like, I'm not about to even get into what SwipeCoin been doing. Like, crazy results.
Oh my gosh.
I was just looking at the DeLorean where they're doing the vector games right now. Oh my gosh! Shout out to my boy Tyrone Foster. Dude, tell us a little
bit about vector games. We're gonna go back a little bit, because you made a comment. In fact, you made a comment in Flint, and you said something about your association made you rich even before you became wealthy, or something like that. What was that?
Yeah, so I was talking to one of my friends, and they were like, "Man, you said you was gonna be a millionaire this time, last year," and I was like, "Oh, it's coming. Don't worry, I'm getting closer to it." But I need you to understand, like, I'm already rich. I'm already wealthy in association. Like, I'm around people who have, 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure, income, and I can glean off them. I can ask them the questions that I know I'm going to ask them, other questions that are hurdles that I know I'm going to run into when I get to that level. And I want to make sure that when I'm doing those things, I'm thinking at that level. I want to look at the problems that they have and prepare myself for that. And when you think that way and you're already performing that way, you're vibrating at that frequency of a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure earner. The universe has no choice but to put you in those positions eventually. And I'd rather be prepared for opportunity of a lifetime than have it and not be prepared. So doing what we do, being around the people like being around you, being around Jewel, being around Lawrence, being around David and Manitier, being around, Bryce Thompson, being around all these people that I can just call and say, hey, bro, what's going on? Like, listen, before this, I couldn't call a couple millionaires up and ask them how their day was going. I didn't have that luxury. So now I have to be in that mindset of, listen, we headed somewhere we ain't never been before. You got to really posture up in this bad boy and start walking in your purpose, or you're going to get passed up. And it's not a competition as much as it is just being in competition with yourself. Like knowing that I can do better, I can be better. Why not?
While he says that he is rich by association, so then I ask you, how wealthy or rich are you based on the network of people that you have? To the listeners that's listening in right now, the people that you are around, they say that you are the average sum of the 5 closest people that you are connected to, right? So if you took every single person's and whatever they made annually and you average that number out, that's about what you make. So who are you connected to? And so what I Am Mastery Academy does, I think amazingly, is it takes the wealthiest minds, guys. Let me tell you something. There's certain alliances that I would never make because I don't associate myself with certain people. Like, who's there? What are they doing? And I'm just being honest with you. And we're talking about the industry of networking because I think so many people get caught up and they say, well, I don't have the skill of this person or that person. And this person has been doing, it's not necessarily about that. But if they're there, you might want to put yourself in association with people who have track records of winning over and over and over again. Don't put yourself in association with people who don't even have any track record in hopes that you're going to win there. And so that's really, really powerful. He said he is rich by association. And so I ask you once again, how rich or wealthy are you by your association? Because I Am Mastery Academy gives you access to premium elite products. The CEO and founder of this company, I had a conversation with him just the other day. He's still in Dubai, and it really blew my mind. He said, Chyna, where we're going with this company is scary because everything is in place. All the foundation is in place. We have over 18 attorneys globally that's governing what we have. We're completely compliant. We're an ethical company. We're totally debt free. We're not in beta testing. We're not testing something out in hopes that we're going to be here in the next 6 months, in the next year. And some people are literally they're kind of caught on this little wave, Curtis. I feel like, I hear about trading, I hear about Forex, and because they don't have any value for themselves, they don't understand that this is not an industry. When you think about, you don't want your doctor to be a cheap doctor. I don't want my doctor to be a cheap doctor.
There you go.
To have expertise and results. Like, I want the best doctor. It's certain things that I'm never looking for cheap personally.
I want the doctor that's got proven results.
Like, I don't want a cheap doctor that I have to go under the knife with. And I'm like, well, he was the cheapest one. Like, you have to think about what you're saying when you're connecting your legacy. And when you understand how big what we have is, you're not going to want your legacy to be connected to something cheap. So the biggest thing.
It's like giving birth. It's like when you had your children. You weren't going to a doctor that was his first time or her first time giving birth to somebody. You're like, no, I'm gonna need you to have some experience when I'm having my kid. Like, you're not about to be practicing with my child.
I don't want the doctor to be in a beta testing of what they hope to do. And so I think it makes me wonder too, before we get into the vector games, because I was extremely intrigued by what's happening with DeLorean. The commercial was off the chain. I'll see if we can actually play it here. But when I think about the people that I know my heart is for, people who are where I'm from, not just, in New Orleans specifically, but just where I'm from, we're going through trial and tribulation in life and never really having access to people or wealth or things like this. I feel like, hold on one second.
Yeah.
I feel like, are we being too ambitious to hope that the people that we know and love that are in certain circumstances are even going to get this? Should we just start connecting with people who see value and having access to this, people who would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for this and know that, whoa, if anything, they're raising their eyebrow at us because we really inexpensive? I mean, do we change the target of who we go after? Because I think it's going to get to a point where the window is going to close for that everyday person. And I think it's because while the one person is feeling like they're looking for cheap or 324 is expensive, that's the craziest thing. I'm just thinking about bundles.
Yeah.
Lashes.
Yeah.
Like Sephora. You talk about bags and shoes, okay?
Right.
And I'm telling you, I live in Atlanta, so I'm talking about regular, like they ain't got no 6-figure income yet. These chicks bundles.
Oh
They
yeah.
fronts.
You live in land of the boutiques. Everything is designer.
Come on, man. We don't even do like strip lashes. Like you gotta get you some minks. Like so to spend that kind of money on your body and not to have wealth accumulation at all in 2020, I think is absolutely absurd for you to then have a conversation with a multi-millionaire and say 324 is expensive. I think like people should not ever say that again out of their mouth. Like if you don't have the money, go figure it out. Do not say that out of your mouth, because the truth of the matter is we have the ability to create. And if you want it bad enough, holiday time is coming up and people are going to find a way to get stuff that have no value whatsoever. No value whatsoever. And they're going to find a way to come up with that money. You found a way to come up with money for what you want. And so I believe we're going to get to a time, Curtis, where the price is going to keep going up, and then they're going to remember, just like Bitcoin, dang, I wish I would have gotten it at 3,500. Dang, I thought that was expensive. Now it's $17,600. And so I believe that people going to count themselves out. Unfortunately, I don't want that to be the case. But if you're not moving now, texting whoever's sharing this with you saying, send me the link, I'm concerned on what you're doing right now. Like what the kids got to get for Christmas is some Bitcoin, period.
Yeah,
Point blank, period.
Okay? Listen. Ain't nothing to talk about. I mean, you talk to people day in and day out, Chyna. Like you are an absolute machine. Like I was watching the video from GoPro and you were in the crowd. I'm like, I had to pause. Like, is that Chyna? She don't miss a beat. Like she on the road, getting info, helping people, building herself, building leaders, building family. I'm like, listen, she ain't for no game. She about that bag all day, every day. And when I see what you do, and people still could look you in the face and say, no, I'm all right. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Like the results you got when you came in here on fire. You were not playing. You were moving, shaking, getting everything done. The hubby was running with you. I'm like, listen, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all over here getting it done over there. And
I gotta share this. I don't cut you off, but look at what happened while we were on here. While we were on 17.6. Look at where it's at right now, guys. It's $17,848.
Listen, we haven't been in these levels in 3 years. When I tell you, when it hits 20K, everybody and their mom is going to be screaming Bitcoin. And the thing is, we haven't even gotten the stimulus yet. That's the thing that's really going to push it, because when you think about the stimulus check, they're going to be printing more money. Bitcoin's value is based off of the comparison versus the dollar. So if the value of the dollar keeps dropping, the value of Bitcoin keeps going higher. Okay? So when the stimulus comes out, the dollar is going to be devalued dramatically. So when you think Bitcoin is going to rise up dramatically, so we're going to pass 20K. I promise you, stimulus is not going to be a $2,000 jump. Stimulus is going to be we can see Bitcoin hit around 30,000 before the end of the year.
So when we share the article from yesterday, and they projected $318,000 by the end of 2021. 318,000 by the end of 2021.
A year from now.
What will your story be? Will your story at least be, I invested? I watched a live on YouTube, with Dr. Chyna's lunch money session with Curtis Cobain, and I got in immediately. I tapped in, I reached out for the link, because see, here's the thing about it. Most people are not going to invest 17,000 and get a whole coin, but guess what we are doing? Guess what the everyday person could do? The masses of people, if they're not going to invest that much, because I got me some coins at $3,500, but everybody else might not have been able to get some coins at $3,500. But guess what you can do? You can get in and have access to Swipe Coin. Swipe Coin is going to allow you to trade it at whatever level you have. So when we're in buys, right, your money is literally going up, or sales. Listen, it might correct a little bit. It might have a little pullback. We get to ride the wave up and down. We buy low, and when it goes up, we make money. We sell high. When it goes down, we make money. We win on both sides. Right now is the time for you to just be saying, send me the link now. No more delays, no more distractions, no more procrastination. I cannot watch this and witness what's happening, and I'm not in. Who's ever sharing this with you? Chances are they're one of my partners some kind of way, and they got access to Swipe Coin. That is what you need.
Yep. Yeah, I was just looking at this, and like you said, nobody has to come in with 17,000 or 18,000 to buy right now. You can buy $500 worth. You can buy $100 worth. You can buy, $2,000 worth. It doesn't matter. It's totally up to you and your the amount you have to actually spend and invest. But understand that when Bitcoin hits 30K or 300,000 or, a million at some point, when it hits that, the money you put in has multiplied. So let's just argument's sake, say Bitcoin jumps up, to 300,000 by the end of next year, right? That could be another 10x for Bitcoin's price. Whatever you put in is going to grow 10x. So you put 500 in, you got $5,000 at the end of 2021. You put in $1,000, right? You got $10,000 by the end of 2021. It's totally up to you. However much you have worth in Bitcoin, your value will grow in that same percentage. Now, if you got multiple Bitcoin, you're growing at an exponential rate at that point. Like you got, above and beyond. But there are other projects you can get involved in. You can get Ethereum. You can get an XRP. You can get a bunch of smaller projects that are going to follow Bitcoin's lead. This isn't an end-all, be-all scenario. We're looking at an entirely new asset class, ladies and gentlemen. Why would you want to be on the side? If I told you the stock market was resetting, would you sit on the sideline and not invest? You can get in on Coca-Cola when it was nothing, right? You're looking at people like Paul Tudor Jones. This man is worth multiple billions. One of my trading heroes, right? This dude made more money in the 80s than anybody did. And he has islands built in his initials, by the way. He's so rich, he built an island in his initials. But I'm not going to get on that. The man came out on the news and said, getting into Bitcoin now is the equivalent of buying Google in the beginning. Okay, like that kind of person doesn't need to come out and say anything to anybody. But he's putting out the warning now, like, listen, I'm involved and I'm not about to stop trading this thing. Like he's somewhere right now with a big cheese grin on his face, probably putting way more in. So understand, family, like this isn't one of those, hey, or else scenarios. This is you have a opportunity, an absolute opportunity to take advantage. Why, oh, why are you on the sideline playing hopscotch with these thoughts that don't equal any wealth, right? I'm just wondering sometimes. We had these conversations, Chyna, me, you, and Jewel. We talk about stuff.
That's powerful. He said, why are you playing hopscotch with these thoughts that don't equal wealth? Listen, let me ask you something in closing, Kurt. I know we're going to be tonight at the Key Lounge in Detroit. You don't want to miss it. Whoever you notice in Detroit, as soon as we get off, you need to say, go and meet them now. We're getting in position, and this is what we do, because people follow people who are bold, who are strong, and who know where they're going. Nobody's going to come out if you say, I'm kind of thinking about doing it. Listen, be bold. Okay, sit up straight, be clear, be direct, and invite some people out tonight to the Key Lounge so that they can have access to what we're doing right now, because you connected the dot. All you want to do is be a point of contact. All you want to do is be the plug. What altcoins are you looking at right now? Any alternative coins that you feel really good about?
How much time we got? So I got a nice portfolio right now. My portfolio is actually booming. I have a lot of coins in the DeFi space right now. DeFi just stands for decentralized finance. It's an entire movement that Ethereum was put together. It's absolutely amazing. It's basically disrupting everything that the banks offer. It allows you to do it. So you can provide liquidity, you can lend money, you can get all kind of interest back. And I'm also looking into other products. But one of my main ones that I like right now is called Polkadot. Polkadot is one of the coins I think a lot of people aren't really knowledgeable of. Polkadot was created by one of the main coders for Ethereum. So I'm telling people, do not sleep on that one. That one is an absolute gem. Nobody's really talking about it at the moment. But Ethereum for sure is a part of my portfolio. Chainlink is a very, very nice coin. People are rumoring that Chainlink can hit $1,000 by the end of this year. Chainlink is currently $12 a coin.
Nice.
So that's a 10x right there on its own. And then there's others that I'm looking at as well, like Cardano. Cardano has a partnership right now with Shopify. They're going to allow people that can, people buying things on Shopify stores, they can use the Cardano coin to purchase things. I'm like, use case out of this world. So that's small coins like that we talk about. That's gonna be
big. That's gonna be big. Obviously, many of you know we just released ECX, where now we offer you an opportunity to learn how to open up your very own e-commerce store, Shopify store, drop shipping store, just in time for Black Friday. So if you're watching right now and now you're hearing about some alternative coins that are going to be connected to Shopify, listen, you want to definitely get your store up and running. So listen, a few ways.
2 of them up and running right now.
Yes, I love it. He got 2 stores up and running. Did you launch it prior to the launch, or did you just launch it at the launch last 2 weeks?
So I had it a couple months before. They were letting us test some things out. And I was all in. Like, mine's is up and running. I got, products listed. Everything's moving right now. I got ads going. I got stuff moving off the shelf. So I'm excited with it.
Listen, so he's an educator in cryptocurrency. Obviously, he's heavily invested into it. He's also trading, but he did not leave that bag on the table for ECX. Some of you need to definitely come into this space and maximize. Few ways that you can get into Bitcoin. If you just want to purchase it, you can go to Cash App right now, go to invest, select Bitcoin, and put a couple of dollars in it and let that mug ride, okay? That's the simplest thing that you can do. Doesn't cost you anything to do it. Download the Cash App and do it. I'm not an advocate for Cash App or anything like that, but I don't want to see our people left behind of what's happening right now. The best way I believe that you can get involved is get the education of how to secure a real wallet, a wallet that's a little bit more secure to me, like via Coinbase. And there's a lot of questions that you're going to have, a lot of terms that you're going to have concerning this. And so we provide you a platform where you can partner with us for $234 one time, $174 a month with our DCX Academy. Our DCX Academy teaches you everything that you need to know from what is cryptocurrency, the inception of cryptocurrency, the history of it, and how you can actually thrive with cryptocurrency. Not only do you get the education of pre-recorded videos at about 3 to 5 minutes long, teaching you this stuff, you also get a wealth circle. I call them wealth advisors. Wealth advisors that tell you to buy or sell currencies inside of the market via trading it. Or, you know, when you see it's booming like Bitcoin is booming right now, trust me, we have all of our wallets that are growing right now because of what's happening. Why? Because we have access. We are wealth advisors having conversations just like this saying, listen, hop in on this. And guess what? The beautiful thing is you pay $234 one time, $174 a month. And when you make money in the market, you get to keep all of the profit. We don't need 10% of your money. We don't need 20% of your money. We give you the trade ideas. We tell you what's happening in the market and what we foresee, and all the money is yours. Listen, the future of money is digital. The future of money is here, and the future of money is now. What's up, Keisha? Keisha's going to be there with us tonight as well. We're excited about, once again, Detroit. Absolutely on fire. Any closing remarks, Curtis, on how they can see you on Go Live when they get that DCX package?
Oh yeah, awesome. So whenever you guys are on the DCX package, I am broadcasting every Wednesday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now I'm warning you, all of my sessions are 2 hours long. I go hard in the paint. I go deep in the mud. I make sure you guys are well equipped and very well, prepared for anything that's going to happen in the cryptocurrency space. I go over a lot of different things. We talk about the technical side. We talk about the sentiment side. I break things down when it comes to strategy. I break things down when it comes to mindset, because we know that's one of the most important aspects of trading and investing is your mindset and your approach. My whole thing is I want to make sure that you guys are agile and you guys are well equipped to do things confidently when you're in the market, because it's easy to get caught in the hype. Right, we know that you can come in and be ignorance on fire, but you have to be tempered with the right expectations and the right kind of thought processes inside of the market whenever you're doing something like this. Now, crypto moves fast; it does not rest. There isn't a day where crypto isn't active. So, in doing this and investing in this space, you have to be knowledgeable about how to keep yourself safe and how to make sure that you're taking trades at proper levels. You don't have to worry about certain things like drawdown. But that's one of the beautiful things about the company when you got people like me, Picasso, Nick Gomez, Ivan, Jason Brown, all the other amazing educators we have on the DCX package. Like, our whole goal is making sure you're safe in this space. That's the biggest thing. We got like our own little chat. We just say they got to be safe in this space. They got to be safe in this space because we know the gains are going to come, but you got to be secure and mentally understand the risk that you're taking when you trade. But I mean, the beautiful part about this is we're in a very, very unique situation with crypto and the markets in general, because new election, hopefully this thing gets resolved soon. We got, stimulus checks coming. We got all these amazing things coming into the market that are going to boom. Like, stocks are going to go crazy. Gold is going to go crazy. Forex is going to go crazy. Crypto is going to go crazy. And then we got the ECX where everybody's going to get these stimulus checks. And if we have another lockdown, people are going to be at home just spending money. Why isn't that money coming into your pocket?
Let's connect those dots really quick, Curtis. You said stimulus checks and then lockdown. So that is a beautiful, harmonious melody for what we provide with Shopify and drop shipping. The question is, are you going to have your store up in time for that? Because if people have more money, but they're stuck at home, what do you think that they're going to do with it? You think they're not going to spend it? Most of them are not wise enough to invest it, right? We got opportunity here from. But when we think about the people who are going to go and consume, trillions of dollars are going to be spent. The same money that they give you is simply going back into the pockets of those that are prepared.
I'm just catering to the human condition. That's all.
You see what I'm saying? So they're going to give more money so that they can get more money back. Do you understand what I'm saying? Will you be on the receiving side of that because you have a store up and running? Because most people are going to spend money. The question is, how are you going to make money off of their spending? Are you just going to be shopping online and spending online? Or are you going to be in a position where you're making money? If you're buying things online, but you're not making money from having a store online, you are totally sleeping, and it's definitely time for you to wake up. Really quick, I know I said we're going to close out Vector Games. Talk to me about it.
All right. So Tyrone Foster and Patrick, they are really right now putting together something unique for the Forex package side, where everybody who has the Forex side, you're actually able to log into the DeLorean package. And every I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that they're doing this. Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, they're coming on at around 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time, right when London session's about to start. And they're doing this thing called the DeLorean Games, where they're literally walking you through trades on some of the most volatile, charts, where you're looking at US 30, S&P 500, NAS 100. And they're literally, holding your hand through the entire trade. They're, hey, take the buy, stay in the trade, stay in the trade, stay in the trade, stay in the trade. All right, guys, close the buy, take the sale, hold the sale. Like, he's literally holding your hand through the waves in the market. And they're pulling out ridiculous amounts of pips. One night I was on, it was 1,000 pips one night. And then another night after that, we were looking at around 500 pips. And it's the easiest trading I've seen.
Last night, really quick, you did a great job at breaking down what that means to the person that don't know what.
Yeah, so I can break it down for you.
Hey, Curtis, 1 second. I think you are buffering on the front end. I hear you, but I don't even know if they can hear you.
Can you guys hear me now?
Okay. I think you're back. You were buffering a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear.
Guys, give him a second. It could be me. Okay. So it buffered a second on my end. It could have been my end. So I was pulling something up. I wanted to show them the DeLorean commercial. But really quick, you broke down the 1,000 pips that DeLorean was able to get, and you helped the everyday person to understand what that meant if they had a penny in it, because most people are listening and they still don't know what a pip is. But what would that have meant for them? The everyday person that's saying, okay, I want to invest 234 right now, or I recommend 324. Honestly, 324 honestly,
you get your money's worth. Yeah. You don't miss anything when you get the elite package. Like, there's nothing that you can say, I don't have that. Oh, can you guys hear me now? Am I coming through clear?
You are now.
Okay. So whenever you come into the trading world, right, a Forex trading world, and most people talk about pips and different things like that, it's very confusing in the beginning because you've never had anybody break it down for you. You don't understand how the unit of measurement works. So whenever we're trading, we got to be able to, calculate the value of the market. So we use something called pips. Now, every time the market moves a certain unit, right, a little bit, every single point is considered a pip. Every little increment is considered a pip. Now, if we talk about something like, let's say 10 pips, right? If the market moves 10 pips, based on what you're risking per pip, this is what the value is and how much you can earn per trade. So now let's say the market moves 10 pips and you're risking the lowest amount, right, which would be a 0.01 lot size. So that means that 0.01 is going to be worth 10 cents per pip. We break all this down in the academy, by the way. So you have a 0.01, right, lot size, which is worth 10 cents per pip. Now, if we move 10 pips in profit and you have a 0.01, you've made $1 in that trade because every single pip was worth 10 cents. 10 cents times 10, boom, $1, right? Now, let's say that same unit of measurement, 10 pips, but instead of risking 10 cents per pip, you risk $1 per pip, right? So now, right, 10 pips, what do you make? $10. Right? Because we're risking $1 per pip. Now, let's say you're risking $10 per pip, right? Now, at that point, we move 10 pips. What are we making? $100, right? Now, you can go a lot further and get into some real big lot sizes. Now, you seeing $1,000 and things like that, some wild stuff. But you get to a place where you're starting to understand that the value that's being calculated really is based off of how much you have to risk and only putting a certain amount out there based on your account size. So it isn't like you're going to come in with a $100 account and, realistically come back and say, oh, I came back and I made $1,000 with my $100 account because I went 10 pips. That's called over leveraging, and that's a no. But it's always about making sure you come in with the right expectations and the right thought process when you start trading, because the hype can get you. I'm not gonna lie, it's always attractive. You see everybody showing their profits like, that person made how much money last night?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like you got to come in with the tempered expectations and know that your time is coming. But in the beginning, you are just a student. Be a student and be humble and be coachable. At that point, sky's the limit, because once you have it, you can go off and do whatever. You can teach, you can trade, you can make a decision on being an educator if you wanted to. Totally up to you. Whew, get excited. But I really am thankful and honored to be on this call with you. I know you got a lot of things to do today, and I'm just thrilled. Go ahead.
Yeah. You gave so much. You gave so much value. I think as a delay on my side to telling me that it's me, but you gave so much value. I'm incredibly grateful that we're going to be together tonight. Keisha's going to be there with us as well. Big shouts out to Keisha. That's from Detroit, lives in Dallas, came all the way here to make sure that she can put her city on. So you definitely want to make sure you show up. We're excited to be here in Detroit. Excited about tonight. Dr. Jewel is already making some moves down there right now as well. So Curtis Cobain, thank you so much for serving. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for your leadership and being who you are with Club Cobain. We're excited about that. Every Wednesday and Friday night, 9:00 p.m. You can catch him at Go Live. For those of you that are watching and are already members, membership definitely has its privileges. We're super excited. Thank you so much. We're going to close out with the Swipe Coin commercial. And guys, for those of you that are looking to get involved, once again, it's very, very simple. All you need to do is get back with the person who invited you to the call. Let them know what you like most about what you heard. Get the link and get started. That's just that simple.
Oh.
Thanks again, Curtis. I appreciate you, my brother. Looking forward to seeing you a little bit later tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Awesome sauce. All right, guys, we're going to leave you with this commercial really quick right here, and we'll see you soon.
Why are you still here? I mean, here, like 9 to 5. Is it to chase the big bucks, to hole up here, to say yes to the yes man, to listen to this guy, to have you lift this line higher so you can line your boss's wallet? I didn't think so. You're here because you got your own clock. Your clock doesn't have the slow hand. Your life doesn't have a punch card. You're here to trade those wheels for these wheels. That board for this board. That view for this view. You're here to trade bargain for premium, work day for weekend, ideas for paydays. You're here to learn to trade, and learning the crypto market is like turning on the afterburner. If crypto is raw power, we're the hardest. We're a swipe coin, we're crypto mentor. We're the only system that puts supercharged at your beck and call with up-to-the-minute swing market ideas, scalping strategies, and in-depth instruction, and a live chat with our experts at your fingertips. Crypto moves fast. You got to keep up. Swipecoin stays a step ahead so you can learn to capture all of crypto's power. You're here because you know there's a world beyond the 9 to 5, and you want to trade that dial for this dial, and that seat for this seat. You're a fighter pilot in a building full of passengers, and you know, like we know, that the future is ready for takeoff, and climbing in is just like this.
That commercial was so lit, I swear.
I'm like, man.
Let's go.
We ain't got nothing else to talk about, y'all. Go ahead and click the link in the bio. We super duper lit. We super duper excited. Now is the time to get on in here. God bless you guys. Listen, we're giving you an opportunity. Don't say when you listen. All I'm going to say is don't say we didn't invite you. We're inviting you right now. Click the link right now with whoever's sharing this, and we'll see you tonight in Detroit at the Key Lounge. We'll see you there. Thanks again. I appreciate you, Curtis. God bless you guys.
Bye, family. All right.
Bye.